Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to another Friday Live with Dr. K. Today, we're going to be talking about people skills that we all have that can actually make you millions. So, as you're joining in, as you're tuning in, I just want to say shout out, happy new season to everyone. Where this is the new season, new season of love and wealth and health and prosperity and all those great things to you. So if you're joining in, make sure to drop where you're from and what type of business you have, because today I'm going to be sharing some insights on everyday skills that you probably already had that you didn't think you can turn into a wealth of prosperity, into a money making magical machine for yourself, and in your business. So we're going to be talking about that today. So if you're joining for the first time, I am Dr. Kawanity Irving. I am a GovCon expert. I help entrepreneurs position themselves to make more millions in their business, to scale, to grow more money, more profits, more prosperity, and all those things. But guess what? Over the years of working with entrepreneurs, there's so many things that I have learned and come to understand. And one of those things is you got to be willing to do the work, right? So wherever you are in your business, there is no magic pill to becoming successful or taking your business to the next level. There is no magic pill for that. In order to have more, you got to become more. You got to be willing to do more. So if you're used to doing your regular routine and you want to grow to multiple millions of dollars in business, that means your regular routine cannot be as usual. That means you're going to have to get uncomfortable, do a little bit more, work a little harder, stay up a little later, get up a little earlier, right? In order for you to build the momentum, because it took you 30, 40, maybe even 50 years or more to get where you are. And nothing is going to change in 30, 60, 90 days for you. You have to build that momentum. Give yourself some runway, some roadway, some runway, so that you can build up the momentum to do what could only take you 2 years, that you haven't been able to do in the 30, 40, or 50 years or more that you've been existing. So today I'm going to share with you some of the skills that you have, some of the people skills that you have, some of the natural talents that you already have, and how you can turn those talents into a profitable business and increase your profit margin. So if you're here and that sounds great to you, drop some fireballs in the chat if that sounds great to you. Drop some fireballs in the chat. So I want to shout out some of our actual Dream Achiever members. So we do have now member perks here. If you're following on YouTube, if you're following on Facebook, go ahead and go over to our YouTube page and follow us there as well. Like, subscribe, hit the notification, all that stuff. Become a member for member perks. And I'm going to shout out some of our new members, the Dream Achiever members. In fact, it's under $5 a month to become a member. And some of the member perks includes shout outs, specific shout outs to you, and priority replies in the comments. So I want to shout out Don Pitts, Tanisha Yu, Roger Dixon, Calvin Daniels, Melva Calvin, YXLex, that's just your YouTube name, Grace Prayer Center, JJ, Sanita Garrett, Ayodele, really nice name, Akinoni, I think I said that right, Ayodele Akinoni, Keithian James, Davis Hirsch, and to HS Livestock, and to Robert Atkins, and Karen Dean Linton. Good to see you on there. So I want to shout out to all of our Dream Achiever members, and welcome in. So let's see. Good morning, Icy Roland. Hello, Go Butter One. Yes, welcome in. Let me see, who else is this? Go Butter, April Seymour. Hello, and Facebook user. So if you're joining on Facebook, in order for me to see your actual name, you're going to have to click the StreamYard link, and then it'll show me your name. Otherwise, it shows up as Facebook user. So I don't know who it is that's commenting. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about people skills. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to dive into some of these skills that can actually make you millions? Now, these are skills that Anybody can have them. Everybody, some of them, many of them you possess, and you probably, have been sitting on those skills and haven't figured out a way to actually stir up your gifts in order to turn them into profits for you. And so today is going to be a real eye opener. So many of you have been following me for years, you know that, of course, I am a very spiritual person. I love the Lord. I grew up in the church, all those great things. But I'm not religious, but I am spiritual, right? And I've built my business based on biblical principles, and some of those principles are the things that I teach as well on how to become successful. In fact, the Bible, there's more scriptures based in the Bible on business and prosperity and making more money than it does have about faith, right? And nothing at all about religion, but everything is about faith. But it's crazy when you do the research, you'll find that 2/3 of the Bible 2/3 more of the Bible talks about growing in prosperity and abundance and having more than it does talk about the faith part. But of course, we all just need a little bit of faith. Maybe that's what it is. You just have to have a little bit of faith of a mustard seed, right? Just a little bit in order to move mountains. So anyways, today I'm going to share with you a list. I know that it says probably 9, but I actually added one more. So you guys are going to get a great bonus today. You're going to get 10 people skills that actually can make you millions of dollars when you do the work, right? So I know that a lot of times you guys, like, I'm not the one that's going to tell you, you know, blink 5 times and then you're gonna wake up the next day and you're gonna be a millionaire. Those are hopeful, wishful dreamers, right? That are out there teaching you guys those types of things. I'm gonna teach you that you have to do the work. Like, nobody's gonna do the work for you. You have to do the work. If you don't do the work, you won't get the results. Nobody's promising to do the work for you, because if I ran the marathon for you, at the end, when I cross that finish line, I'm going to walk away with the reward. So if you want the award, then I can coach you along the sides. I can run with you. I can tell you to watch out for this, run on the inside. Breathe in your nose and breathe out your mouth. We can coach you through what you need to be doing in order to be efficient, effective, in order to actually win. But you have to be the one to cross the finish line for it's your business, right? So if it's your business and you are ready to work, because these levels of growth is not for everybody. And so I got to like set the stage and let y'all know this is for the people who are elite. Like this is for the elite. Like, this is not for everybody. Everybody's not going to win. This is for people who are willing to work hard. Yes, you got to work hard in order to have these hard numbers that y'all be looking at, these hard numbers, this type of success. You got to work hard to be able to do that, at least in the beginning, to work hard, and then it'll get easier later, right? But you got to work hard because you've done so many things so wrong for so many years. And now we have to unravel all of that wrongdoing so that we can actually do things right. And so in the beginning, it's going to be hard because it's going to be counterproductive to what you're used to doing, right? And so in order to do that, you got to take a shift, right? So there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about, let this here mind be in you that is also in Christ, right? Which means that there's going to be a shifting of the mind. Like, you cannot go into your new season thinking the way that you've always thought, believing the things that you've always believed, doing the things that you've always done, because guess what? That's going to lead to you having the same result, making the same excuses, having the same complaints, and so on and so forth. But if you're ready for new levels, then you're definitely in the right place, because this conversation that I have about creating millionaires and getting people in position to learn how to fish, right? Teach you how to fish, because I believe if you give a man a loaf, he'll eat for the day. But so many people, they just want a loaf to eat for the day, and they think it's going to sustain them for the rest of your life. No, I'm going to teach you how to fish, so you'll never have to be dependent on nobody to fish to feed you, so that you'll be financially astute for yourself, to know how to go out and get these contracts, y'all, so you can change your life, to know how to build a profitable business, to know how to leverage the things, right, that you need to leverage, which is all of your social economic disadvantages, right, but which is also credit, business credit, personal credit. These are all the things that go into success, not just the one thing. Many people think that I just get a government contract and my life is going to change. I'm going to become a millionaire overnight. No, it's not that. It is not that. You have to become it becomes like a whole new thing that you have to implement, a new system, a new doing, right? It becomes a lifestyle. It becomes a lifestyle. So instead of doing the things that you've done before, now you have a new lifestyle that you have to practice. And so I have a personal coach, and I have a personal trainer that I've been working with, for about 3, 4 months, since October. So it's been November, December, January. So it's about 3 months now. And I'm like, for me, I used to like to get up when I feel like it, right? About 8 o'clock, roll out of bed. But now I'm up at like 5:30 in the morning. He's like, we gotta do all of this arm work. And I'm not an arm person. I'm strong at the bottom. My legs, I could push some kids out. I could kick the heck out of something, right? I could kick some doors down and all that stuff. So my bottom is strong, right? But my arms, he's just like, nah, we gotta work. And I'm like, what you mean we gotta work? So all these things that he has me doing to challenge myself and to strengthen my upper body is like these mountain climbers. I'm like, I can't stand mountain climbers, but before I know it, I done did it, right? He's like, oh, you did it, right? All you got to do is just give me 10 more. You did it, right? And so that is the new muscle and new skills that you have to develop. Is similar to doing something that you never done before. It's like, it's the same thing as in a business. People are like, oh, I don't know how to read. I don't understand. I don't know how to. Well, it's a new muscle that you must develop. You have to develop these things, and you can do it. And this is why it's so important, regardless of who you're getting mentored by or coached by. It's so important to have someone who's done it before, who can tell you and coach you through it and push you through it. But guess what? You have to do the work. So anyways, I'm going to share with you all these 10 things, these 10 skills that many of you already possess. And if you understand how to connect, you got to know how to connect the dots. I got a call yesterday. I was on a call with one of my colleagues yesterday who said, Dr. Kawana, I've been watching your videos. I've heard you on stage, and all I did was just listen to the things that you were saying. And now here I am. I got my cage code, and I'm looking at these e-commerce opportunities with the government, and I know how to do it because I've been doing this for years, but I just missed it. So thank you for sharing, right? And it's just like, sometimes it's just that easy, but for others, there's so much other things in the way, all the pitfalls and the way that you think, and you blame other people for where you are. Like, until you look in the mirror and accept responsibility for yourself and for the success that you have not yet achieved, be responsible for achieving that success. Until you do that, you're going to continue to, being where you are, right? So anyways, I don't know who needs to hear that, but I felt like somebody needs to hear that today, right? Because if you want to go to new levels, you got to be open and coachable, and knowing that you're not okay with where you are. And in order to get where you need to go, there's going to be some cut back. Even trees have to be pruned back. Branches have to be pruned back in order for them to grow. So what do you believe? Do you think you're going to go into your next season with all the baggage that you already have? No, some of that baggage got to be cut off, got to be cut loose, right? In order to actually grow, right? Erica Badu, one of my favorite thought leaders, she talks about the bag lady. You gonna hurt your back carrying all that luggage to the top. You gotta heal yourself. You gotta heal from the past. Like, you gotta heal and forgive yourself and forgive people. You cannot, like, I'm gonna tell you this. So many of you, I already know the reason why you're looking at growing a business, making more money, is because you want to become the first millionaire, multimillionaire, or whatever. And you can do that, right? But guess what? If you're a negative person, you think negative, like, money is energy. Everything is energy, and money flows to high energy sources. So if you're negative, how you doing today? I'm here. I just woke up. I made it out of bed. Those types of things. That's negative energy. So you think a high energy source of like money and wealth and prosperity is going to flow to you? No, you got to raise the vibrations. True, right? True or not true? You got to raise those vibrations. You got to get up and be grateful. Like, I'm grateful that I'm here today. You know what? I made some mistakes yesterday, but I'm grateful for those mistakes that I made, because guess what? It made me learn some things. I learned some things from those mistakes, and now I'm on a new level. So I thank God for allowing me to be able to go through so I can get to, because guess what? You can even monetize the go through and how you got to, right? So everything that you have within you, all your experiences, instead of talking down about them, you have to be able to give praise, right? And to lift them up, because if you made it through, that means that you were strong enough, which is why the challenge was on you and not your neighbor, right? So anyways, I'm just saying, y'all. I be trying not to go to church. I really do, but sometimes like it's just I feel a new season. I don't know if y'all see it. It's a new anointing. It's a new season coming up. You know what I mean? And it's just like I see so many people just stay stuck, and I'm like, I don't want you to be stuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if this is not the message for you, then there's plenty of people that will lie to you. There's plenty of people that will buy into your dream. There's plenty of people that will let you believe something and walk into a wall and all those different things. But that's not me. I'm the person that's going to tell you, hey, if you've been sitting down for 30 years thinking that you're going to become a millionaire, you need to get up off your butt and go get into the rooms with the people who are making decisions of writing who they're going to write this check to. You need to go get in their face, get up off your butt and go into those rooms, right? That's the coach that I am. I'm going to tell you the truth. So anyways, get to it. Let's get to it. All right. So cooking, right? So every single year, my favorite parts of the year is Thanksgiving, Christmas, even though like I don't believe in holidays because they're paganistic, right? But I love the family time. That's one thing that I love. I love the family time, because I'm not like, I used to buy into consumerism. I used to be a consumer. Now I'm a creator, because God created man in his own image and he was a creator. So until you become and acknowledge your creativity, then you're going to be remaining a consumer, which is what many of us have been programmed to do, is to consume. When you're consuming, that means you're putting out and you're not getting back. You're putting out things that is not coming back to you. But when you create, you put out creative things that's going to give you a return on your creativity. Can I get an amen? So anyways, during those times, those seasons, I love the family time. I love cooking. I love the potlucks when people can cook, like that type of stuff, right? And so one thing that I've learned and I've seen in this realm of space is, if you love to cook, and I see many people cook, in their homes, and they have like side businesses cooking, especially in the Bay Area, we see a lot. Everybody is outside vending and cooking and barbecuing and doing all those things, right? And they're doing it for like $10 a plate, or even up to like $30 a plate on the street, right? With no license, no any of that stuff. But you can handle your business. But when it comes to that, on the government side, when it comes to actually doing cooking, like for the government, of course, you have to have all of your T's crossed, your I's dotted, and all that stuff. You have to have your licenses and your food handling stuff in place. But you can cook for six figures. Yes, not for $30 a plate, but you can cook for six figures and multiple six figures and even millions of dollars. And when I say this, y'all, it's so many opportunities that are out there. I seen one contract that was like, it was multiple six figures for like a 1-day event that the government was giving. Multiple six figures for cooks. What are they called? Caterers, right? For catering services, right? Multiple six figures for a 1-day event. But yet we have people who have these skills that have not figured out how to monetize the skills. The Bible says to stir up your gifts, and that your gifts will make room for you. It will, if you understand how to use it and leverage it, and stop looking for handouts and stop looking for people to do things for you. You have to get the information, apply the information, and then go out and monetize off the information and the knowledge that you've learned. So cooking, you can get paid very handsomely for your cooking skills, right? Well, how do I begin? Well, I have a whole bunch of educational videos for free that's out there already that you can just kind of look. How do you start a business? Well, if you don't already have a business, I mean, that's a whole nother training of how to start a business. You can start a business in a day. Go to your state, get your LLC, get your EIN, get your Dun and Brad number, get your articles, of organization and all your documents together. You can start a business, right? In a day. Even a sole proprietorship, all you need is a business license and a DBA and an EIN. Boom, you are in business in a day, right? So anywho's cooking, that's one of the skills. That's good. How many people who have the skills of cooking? You're the one that be like, I made the potato salad, and my potato salad is bomb, right? Every single year, if you fry chicken real good, right, you can get paid for your good fried chicken, right? If you make spaghetti really special, if you bake cakes really good, right, you can actually use that as a skill. Do you not know that? And in that skill, you can actually optimize and maximize. Not only can I cook, but I can provide the supplies for cooking, and I can provide the raw materials to cook for, guess who? The prison institution, the veterans administration, the hospitals. Like, you can actually monetize that skill. And some of you have the gift of cooking and you're not even using it to monetize and to maximize your profits. So one of my favorite songs, it's what is it called? It's by Jay Moss. A long time ago, I used to listen to Jay Moss. I don't know how many of you love like praise and worship music, but I love just being in the presence. And I love just worship music. And so he had this song that says, um, "We must praise." So it's called "We Must Praise," and he talks about, if I was a drummer, I would use my cymbals. If I was a doctor, I would use my prolific dissertation. And if I was a painter, I would use my paintbrush. And if I was a singer, I would use my voice. So all these things is like utilizing your gifts to honor God, but also your gifts have made room for you by you are able to monetize those things in business, right? Well, what do I do? How can I grow a business? What business should I do? Where do I go to make the money? Well, look within. What do you already know how to do? They can buy it. You just have to know the process. You have to know how to position yourself. So cooking is one. Okay. So second thing on my list, number two. Number two, y'all ready for it? Throw some fireballs in the chat if you're ready for number two. Now, this one is gonna blow your mind because every single person does this thing, and you can get paid handsomely by the government to do the exact same thing, right? So drop some fireballs if you're ready for it. In the chat, drop some fireballs if you're ready for it in the chat. For number two, right? So I see those fireballs coming in. Number two is cleaning. Yes, yeah, we all do it. We clean. We teach our kids to clean. We want to go into clean environments. All of those different things. Well, what is cleaning? It could be dishwashing, mopping floors, wiping counters, sanitizing things, like all of those things. You can get paid for cleaning. You clean your house, hopefully. You clean your car, you can get paid for that too, cleaning cars, right? And so if you have the skill of cleaning, maybe there's some specialized type of cleaning things that you've done to make a house look sparkly or whatever, to make a building look sparkly and to smell good or whatever. Those are skills that you can actually bring to the government for a cleaning business. And there are several types of cleaning businesses. You can be a janitorial cleaning business. You can be a car detailing cleaning business. You can do laundry for the government. These are things that the government are buying, they're sourcing, they're paying for in bulk, right? I'm not saying that one contract is going to be millions of dollars. One contract may be 50,000. But how many times have you gotten paid to clean for a day and get paid 50,000, right? There's a lot of opportunities. Just imagine doing that 10 times in a month. 50 times 10 is a $500,000 in a month that you can do. Now, these are hypothetical examples, but they're realistic examples, and I'm sharing with you all. I can only give you the game. That's it. But you got to run with it. You got to run with it and execute and implement the game into your life, right? So that's number two. Then we have number three. For all of those entertainers out there, y'all, it's crazy that we have celebrities that are, they're singers, they're actors, they're rappers, they're dancers. Like, we have celebrities that are, that have high profile images, but they're just as broke. Like, they're broke, because everybody's in their pocket. They don't understand business. They don't understand taxes. They let everybody else handle their business. It's why teach a man to fish. You got to teach them how to fish. They have to be educated. Don't let somebody else just take over and run your operations for you. You got to know what be the decision maker and know what's going on, right? But even in entertaining, there are contracting opportunities for singers, dancers, performers, musicians, drummers, people who play instruments. Like there are entertainment contracts for you to entertain government agencies. There are, right? Even in even as a spiritual entertainer, like those who are musicians and ministers of music, they have contracts. They're like multiple six figures for the year for ministers of music to come in and train the choir once a week or twice a week and to have a service for multiple six figures. But yet we have musicians and entertainers that are out there, they're struggling and they're flipping gigs and can't figure out, the beginning from the end. They can't figure out, right? Because they're just like hustling. You don't got to hustle so hard. When you learn how to do business with the right entity, you don't have to hustle as hard. Of course, it's going to be work. It's not going to be, easy in the beginning, but you got to be willing to put in the footwork in the beginning so that it'll get easier, right, in the end for you. So anyways, entertaining. Number 4 is consoling. Consoling is a number. Number 4 is consoling. There are, like, if you're really good at consoling people, like helping them through, helping them overcome, helping them, having an understanding, there are so many opportunities right now for you to be a counselor, a consultant, not only in the mental health space, but in the emotional space, but also consoling people that have in the area of grief and counseling and all those different things. There are contracts for that. So if that's your skill, that's your gift, then it's time to actually position yourself to utilize your skills and your gift to build the multiple $1 million empire that you want to build. And again, these are like opportunities that you actually can land over and over and over and over. That's where the millions come in. Not do it one time and now I'm going to be a millionaire. No, becoming a millionaire or becoming a multimillionaire, if you're already a millionaire, that means there's a new lifestyle and a new system that you have to do consistently. In order to maintain that, you have to be consistent. But a lot of people think it's just like, I'm just going to do it one day, gonna do this one day and I've done it, now I get to sit back. Nah, you don't get to sit back. You get to work, right, on this new level. You get to work consistently on this new level, right? Because this is the real deal. So just imagine I've strengthened my upper body and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, well, I did my 10 push-ups, so now I'm strong. Now as soon as I quit, now I got to start all over again. As soon as I quit, I got to start all over again. Got to keep the momentum in order to keep the strength, right? Same thing in business. All right, so we have consoling. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5. I thought I put the numbers on here. Number 5 is pampering. Pampering. That's a number. That's another one. Pampering. Right. So what do you mean by pampering? I mean, if you're really good at if you have a chiropractic business, like chiropractors can get contracts with the government. It's crazy. I've seen that. You do your research. I'm gonna tell you where to go do your research. USAspending.gov. Go to USAspending.gov. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's gonna show you chiropractic offices that have gotten contracts doing the exact same thing. Another form of pampering is styling, right? Hairstylists get contracts with the government. Barbers get contract with the government. I think a few months back or sometime last year in the previous year, I shared with you all, it was a barber got paid $895,000 or somewhere to that tune, $895,000 in a contract to cut hair. A barber. That's nearly $1 million. 2 of those, you're a multimillionaire. Two of those, right? 2 of those, you're a multimillionaire. So let me see if any of my peoples are on here. All right. So anything for storefronts, event space. Yeah. So they're for event space, yes. Storefronts, what are you selling in your store? Or event space, yes. You got to imagine the government has events, right? So you can become an event planner, but you can also work with the event planners to provide the event space. So yeah, there's opportunities that are there for you. It's just a matter of mapping out what it is that you want to offer and then positioning it in a way that the government will buy it. So yes, there's definitely a way for you to get contracts for your event space. Let's see what we have. Styling. Okay, shopping. Next. How many of you shop? Any shoppers on here? I love to shop. Shopping is my favorite thing to do, especially when I'm stressed out or upset. I like to shop. I have shop therapy syndrome, so I like to shop. So yes, absolutely. Shopping. If you love to shop for you, imagine all of the opportunities right now that you can shop for the government. They want everything. They want accessories, belts, backpacks, shoes, cotton, tissue, paper clips, lights, microphones, cameras, food products. Like I've seen contracting opportunities. They want vending machines. They want all of these things, right? I've seen contracting opportunities where they want syrup, they want bacon, the stuff like that. So if you know where to go get some syrup wholesale, right? Because you want to get it wholesale low at the lowest price possible so you can be competitive in your pricing and then have a profit because with your markup, right? If you can do it for yourself, you could do it for your family. I know people who are really good at couponing. Like you're a couponer. Like I wish I had that skill. I would love to learn how to become a couponer. But I know people who do that. They're professional shoppers. They shop for themselves and they know how to use the coupons and the specials and the discounts and all that stuff to bring their balance down to $5. And you got like $20,000 worth of stuff. You're good at that. So if you're that good for you, imagine doing it for the government that buys the same stuff that you're buying for yourself. Paper, right? Hair products, supplies, like all these different things is crazy. One of my clients was actively pursuing a contract to supply hundreds of pounds of flour on a monthly basis. Flour. Yes, you can get paid. You can get paid for shopping. Put it like that. You're going to get paid to shop for the government. Okay. So handsomely well. But I will say this to the people that hear me. You can't get paid to shop if you ain't got no money to shop. Because you got to buy the stuff, right? You got to buy it, then get paid on the back end, which is why I talk about all wealth principles. I talk about sometimes if you got to put yourself in a position, right? How do you put yourself in a position when you have nothing? First, you got to figure out how to make some money. You got to figure out how to monetize something, right? Your experience, your life, your story. You got to monetize something so that you can go from not having to having, right? Or if you have, how do I shop for the government if all that I have is consumed with me shopping for my family? Well, now you got to leverage business credit, personal credit. You got to put yourself in positions to win, right? But everybody is always looking just easily to look, are quick to look at the things that they don't have. Well, how do we get over that? How do we overcome the things that are holding you back from putting yourself in a position to win at this level? Being a problem solver, right? First, you got to solve your own problems, right? How do you do that? Well, you got to leverage, find a way, partner with people, borrow people, ask people who do got it, right? You got to find a way to get out of your situation so that you can actually become a shopper for the government. I'm just saying, you got to have some money in order to shop for the government. And so how do you get the money when all that you have is tied up, right, in your responsibilities that you currently have, which is understandable. Well, how do you put yourself in a position to win? There's so many different ways. I don't have time to go into all of them, but I just gave you some tips, right? Teaching and educating. Teaching. You can get a contract teaching and educating. Right now, I just recently closed a contract for myself with the Office of Economic Workforce Development to teach and to educate entrepreneurs. My skill, the thing that I love, my passion, right? So yes, there are so many opportunities for you to do business with the government, teaching and educating, right? Some of the other things, one of my clients, I think I talked about it probably a couple of weeks ago, she just closed a $2 million contract. That's multiple seven figures. Most people are out. First of all, there's over 33 million businesses that exist in the US. Okay. 97% of those 33 million businesses make less than $100,000 a year. 97%. That's a huge percent. right? So any business that's making six figures could be in the top, you're in the top three, right? If you're making six figures, kudos. You've done something that 97% of the other entrepreneurs are not doing, right? And to top that off, only 2%, 2% are reporting millions of dollars in revenue annually. 2%. So you're talking about becoming or being a part of a society that only the top 2% of entrepreneurs in the US are doing. Do you think that's going to be easy? No, it's not. It's going to be work. But you can do it. Anybody can do it, but you got to be willing to put in the hard work. And so for my client to go from a W-2 employee to secure a multiple seven-figure contract, many people are talking about, I want to get multiple six figures. That's good. That's great. That's honorable. That's amazing. But don't stop there. Multiple seven figures when you're doing business with the government, and you can do that. And she's doing that. Guess what? Doing what? Teaching and educating. You mean the government needs to learn? Yeah, they want to know about what do you call it? Professional development. They want to know about equity and inclusion. They want to know about their personality traits. They want to know about how to use PowerPoints. They want to know about how to use AI. Yes, they do. They want to know about things that you probably know how to teach it. But until you position yourself and put yourself in a position to be able to go after that, then what? All it is just information. And information, I hope, is good. What are you going to do with the information? Until you apply it and execute on it and run with it and install it, like, it's just information, right? I don't want to just know. The purpose of educating and learning is not to just know. The purpose is to master. When you master, then you can multiply and monetize. When you master information, then you can multiply and monetize. Okay. So that's number, whatever number that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's number 7. So I got 3 more. All right. So the number 8, there's so many people that are out there that don't even have a job, but you're good at fixing things. Like you probably have a business and you don't really know what you want to do with your business, and you're good at fixing things, whether it's fixing technology or fixing radios or fixing cars or whatever. You can actually get paid to fix things handsomely as a repair, right? So I was talking to one of my clients. Was it a client? I think it was a client or someone I was talking to, and they were talking about how they were in the IT space, or they were doing something. But then what they learned when it came to the government contracting side is that they had to learn how to fix a lot of things, because the government was buying a lot of repair services. So they had to become a solution to fixing things that are electronical and digital things, and helping manufacture things and to fix it. And they get paid very handsomely to do that, to fix things. So yes, if you're a repairer and you're good at repairing and fixing and reverse engineering things and trying to figure out why it didn't work or why it's not working or what's going on, then you can actually utilize and leverage that skill to make hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars in government contracts. And when I say that, I don't mean one contract might be $1 million. It may. One might be 50,000. One might be 100,000. One might be $250,000. One might be 300,000. It will vary, right? But you got to be realistic about your expectations. It's going to take work, because if one is 100,000 and your goal is to make $1 million in that year, then do the math on how many more you have to get within that year. 10. That means you got to do the work. That means you got to at least go after, or at least be willing to work towards 100 of those in order to win 10. Yes, you got to do some work. Okay. So repairing. So some of you are, you're really good at, speak very eloquently. You're very educated, and you're really good at, what do you call that? Articulating the things that you want to say, right? You can get paid as a speaker, speaking in front of government agencies. You can get paid very handsomely as a speaker, not only on the government side, but also on the corporate side. As a speaker, you can get paid very handsomely as a speaker, as a government speaker. So just imagine utilizing your gift of speaking and then creating a book around that, or a book, or even a workbook, or a series of educational things around your speaking, the topics that you're speaking on. So not only can you get paid for speaking, but you can get paid for building out a workshop and for your books, right? And serving the agencies in that particular manner. So now you're able to not only monetize your speaking ability, but you're able to multiply your speaking monetization, if that makes sense. All right. So, um, okay. And so I did say that I had 9, but I have a bonus one. So this is going to make 10. So y'all ready for it? Are you ready for number 10, numero 10, right? So it is staffing. So I know that there are quite a few staffing companies out there, people who staff for nursing homes, people who staff for trucking, people who staff for different things. You can also get contract staffing for the government, staffing agencies. So if you're a staffing agency and you're not doing contracting with the government, and maybe you're doing B2B, like business to business, and you're staffing for small businesses or even bigger businesses or whatever, you can also provide the same services that you're already doing, right? You're already doing these things. You're probably just doing them for a nominal amount, or for a fair exchange, right? But you can multiply your wealth by adding a staffing contract, doing it for the government, because they pay handsomely. They have big checks. Those checks run deep, right? They have big checks, and the checks run deep. So, and they print the money, they write the money, they create the money, and so they're willing to give it to you, but you have to be willing to show up and ask for it, right? And when I say show up and ask for it, I mean doing the work. Ask for it in a way that you're saying, here's what I'm going to do in exchange for that big check, because these are not grants. It's not free. You got to work for it. Okay. Yes, you got to work for it. And you can't show up any kind of way. Well, I haven't done my taxes in 20 years. Well, you got to do your taxes, because it's the government that we're talking about. They want their piece of the pie, right? So, I haven't my entity, my LLC, has been suspended. Well, guess what? Either you're going to have to fix that suspension and back pay whatever it is that they're suspending you for, or you're going to have to start a whole new entity and move forward with that. Whatever the situation, you got to fix it. You can't just show up any kind of way asking the government to write you $100,000 check or a $200,000 check. Hey, Nikki, or a $500,000 check. You can't just show up any kind of way. You got to show up first class. Just first class. First class up in the plane, y'all. It's first class. This is the first class client, and you got to show up as a first class executive CEO of whatever the name of your business is, and let them know that, hey, I'm very astute and I can deliver, and I'm very organized, and I'm very educated, and so I'm the expert on what I do, and I do it very well, and I want to get paid very well for my expertise, right? So if you need help with that type of stuff, you need help learning to grow and develop the language that you need to have and the posture that you need to have in order to do business with this premium client, like here, whatever, right? Let us know, but you got to show up. All right. So with all that said, that's 10, right? So that's my list of 10 skills, natural skills. I didn't say anything about you need to be an electrician or you got to be a doctor or a lawyer and go to school. These are skills. Some of y'all cook. Some of y'all, everybody should be cleaning, right? Some of y'all are entertainers within your own self. I've seen TikToks. I've seen family TikTok. Some of y'all entertain, right? Some of y'all got skills, entertainment. Maybe you're a poet. Maybe you're good at literary folk tales, right? You can entertain the government and get paid for that stuff, right? Some of y'all are really good at consoling other people, counseling, right? They have so much money that they're passing down right now just for that alone. Mental health services, right? Just mental health, consoling, counseling. They have so many things, right? Some of y'all already do chiropractic services. Some of y'all went to school to be a masseuse, and you're not doing anything with that skill. Well, how about you land yourself a government contract for that same thing that you went to school for, and let the government pay you and reimburse you for the money that you invested in your education, and now that make that education for free, and then from there on forth, moving forward, now you're creating profits off of that, right? Some of y'all have things that you've invested in, huge things, estates, real estate, luxury cars, big purses, money bags, all that stuff. You've invested in those things. So here's how you can actually, doing business with the government can actually help you get your reimbursement back for those things and then move on to have profits. So they can pay you handsomely and enough for you to recoup your investments. And then from there on, continuing to do the work, it's all profits from there, right? That's how you got to look at it. And you got to look at investing in coaching and mentorship and education the same way. Because if you know that you're going to do the work, then guess what? You're going to be reimbursed by the government once you land your contract. And then from there on moving forward, that education, that knowledge, that coaching, that training was free. And everything else is all profits from there. You got to look at opportunities and not block yourself from those opportunities when you open up your mind. How high do you want to go? Where do you want to go? What are you willing to do to go there? Like, are you ready to do the work? Because it's work. It's not play. It's work. It's not play. It's not a handout. It's not a grant. It's not free money. It's not free money, right? There's a lot of free money that's out there, but that's not a sustainable way to build a business. All free money, you can do that. Get a little bit, when you can, apply for some grants here and there. That's cool. I highly encourage that because free money is good. But guess what? Proactive money is going to be in both, especially when it comes to like proactively doing business with the government. That's how you have massive influxes of money, massive cash flow, right? That's how you do that. So anyways, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I hope this was good for you all. What else was on my list? Shopping for the government, shopping. If you shop, for yourself, you can shop for the government. They buy supplies all day long. You will be surprised at the things that are on their shopping list. This right here can make you millions just shopping for pens. You can just be like, you know what? I'm just going to be the pen and paper specialist for the government. They go come to me for all the pens and paper. That's all I do. I provide pens and paper. And I've already partnered with a pen and paper manufacturer that's going to give me the lowest cost. And now I know what my markup is going to be. And boom, I know the government buys pens and paper all day. That's all I'm going to do. That's my business. Boom. I just gave somebody a business idea, right? So anywho, so repairing, fixing things, speaking, staffing, right? All of those things, right? So anyways, that's the top 10. Again, I want to shout out to all of my Dream Achiever members on YouTube. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and becoming a special member. Definitely, if you guys are interested in becoming a member, go over to my YouTube page and click join. It's for $4.99 a month. There's little member perks. And then we also have a $9 membership perk where you actually get to there's a lot of other perks that are there, and we can have like some video time. You can actually come on screen and I shout out your business, all those different things. But check it out. Check out the YouTube channel. Previous videos, what type of product service instead of go to friends and I mean this weekend. Biz started. Thank you, Doc. Okay. Thank you so much, Stephanie. So I'm actually going to put this on the screen. So Stephanie Simon Wright, I want to give you a shout out. I've watched your previous videos on what type of product and service to sell to the government. My friends and I are meeting this weekend to get a business started. Thank you, Doc. Thanks you, Doc. You rocking. You rock trying to find our niche. You're trying to find your niche. Okay, so super awesome. I love that, and I'm glad that you're getting a lot of value out of my videos and out of my trainings. Like and I love that you're doing that and getting together with friends and family, because I've made the call, like, friends and family, let's get together. Let's get some of this money together, right? Because people see, they see you and they just think that it's just your luck. No, anybody can do this. So if y'all want to be a part, come on, let's get together. Let's get together. Let's put a business together and whatever. And then I'll show you what you need to do to go ahead and start getting these government contracts to change your life. Because if you don't do it and you're listening to all this information and you don't do it and you're still on the fence, then you are where you are because you chose to be there, not because somebody else put you there. It's because you chose to make the decision to be there. So take responsibility for that. So anyways, so that's it for now, you guys. In the meantime and in between time, go be fruitful and multiply. When you become more, you can have more. So it's all about growing and developing yourself so that you can actually grow and develop your bank account and multiply your wealth and all those different things. So I'll check you all next time. You guys have a great rest of your week.